Thanks so much for coming. I'm so happy that you're here,
Yeah.
that we can do this. So yeah, this is, I can't believe you've never been here to Fullbelly Farm before.
Yeah.
We're here, I've been farming here for 33 years, since 1989.
Wow. Okay.
This has been a certified organic farm since then.
Since then too.
And,
Wow. Okay.
We're in a little town called Gwinda in the Cape Bay Valley here in
Okay.
Yolo County. But where's your
Yeah.
farm?
Yeah.
It's in. You came for like an hour and a half drive, huh?
Yeah.
To get here.
Yeah. It's just about an hour. We're out there in West Sacramento.
Oh, that's right.
So yeah, not too bad, but it definitely is. It is a drive. It's nice though. I love being out here in the quietness. You know, I live in West Sac. It's a city. So we're out there and it's kind of hustle bustle. A lot of things going on. So it's nice to kind of slow down, get out here. We're out here between two hills that really make everything quiet. So it's nice to kind of take that break and have that little kind of change of pace. Yeah, I'm curious if you could paint the landscape for me of what was it like to start a farm.
When I started farming, there wasn't really any organic movement.
Oh, okay.
Really,
Yeah,
it was just
yeah.
starting. There was just a beginning of a sense of what organic could mean and
Okay.
how you would practice it. And consumers didn't really have access to organic food or know what it was, and so that's really changed a lot.
Yeah.
And I feel like the other thing that's changed a lot is that there's more support, and there's skills. There's like the support that you described to help
Yeah.
you start your urban farm.
Yeah.
And give you a little bit of a start. And there's a lot of organizations that do business skills training.
Yeah.
And things like that. And
Yeah.
I feel like none of that was there, but
It's kind of how to figure it out yourself.
we
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
just figured it out ourselves. But this farm, it takes a long time to build a farm to this stage,
Right.
and
Yeah, I guess.
a lot of the buildings that you see here weren't there. The
Okay.
buildings that were here when we started were falling down. There was no well,
Okay.
There
Yeah.
was the creek, but there was no well. So there's a lot of infrastructure that we've had to very slowly, year after year, put a little more in,
Yeah.
in, build things up. So one of the reasons we could afford the land that we bought here back in 1989 was because it needed a lot of love.
Yeah.
It did. It needed
Yeah.
some TLC. See, back then we just did our real estate deal all by ourselves. We didn't even have a real estate agent.
Okay.
I had this Nolo Press book, and I copied a real estate contract out of the book,
Oh,
but
wow,
on
okay.
a typewriter.
Yeah, a typewriter. Okay.
Yeah, but no,
Wow.
you can't really do that anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. On so many levels, I think
Yeah.
I'm learning about that process of land.
So, tell me, you farm in West Sac?
Yeah, which, it's an urban environment, and people have ideas about farming in the city, but yeah, we're right there in the community. We have about a half-acre plot. That's where we got started in 2018, and that was through a urban farm business incubator program. And so that's how we got started, because once I made the switch to really get into farming and was passionate to pursue that as my career, so to speak. I didn't really have many options. I couldn't really afford land, and so this opportunity allowed me to get started. So and then also being able to provide access to land for those that might not have, or usually don't have as much access or affordability, or have challenges getting connected with their food. So that was a big part of it for me. Yeah.
Do you feel what's in your future? Do you have a sense of where it's going?
I got some things up my sleeve, I'll say that much. So yeah, that brings to the big topic of land access. So yeah, I'm really looking towards acres. I'm looking towards expanding our production potential and looking at 5-10 acres at least. I really want to be able to expand our impact and still be able to serve the communities that we currently serve and others that may have a lack of connection with where their food comes from, or struggle affording food, healthy food, specifically. Yeah, we've got to be clear there. But there's a big challenge and gap in the next generation, in particular for me, to be able to access land. So that's part of why I got into CAFF or any advocacy spaces really, but CAFF in particular, for the support of family farms, but in addition to the ways that we can creatively solve the problem of land access. So one heartbreak of the space the foundation that we started with WeGrow, is that they're actually going to turn that space into housing. And that's the inevitable. And although that is needed in the community, particularly that community, affordable housing specifically, it is a heartbreak because, as you know, all this work that you're doing on the land is an extension of your heart and your soul and your spirit. So like on many levels, it's definitely a heartbreak. And that's why I'm pushing for not only land access, but land tenure and land security for us and others in my position, in similar position, so that can't happen. Like we have full autonomy over the land that we're cultivating on, and we can really invest long term. I have those values and that mindset of regenerative practices and really working with the soil and building up the soil that doesn't make sense in these short-term lease agreement for the long term.
I get that. I feel for you having to leave a place that you've been farming so long and in the community that you love. And I just know from around here where we're using techniques that try to work with nature. And I think it really works. I mean, nature's been around longer than humans, longer than we have. I mean, that's the thing that I have an issue with industrial agriculture, because it seems to be like the relationship, and that's part of the reason, motivated me to get into agriculture was, seeing the problems and the negative outcomes that come with industrial agriculture food systems overall. To generally say it, it's a violent relationship with the mindset of being at war so that we can produce something. Whereas an ecological mindset is really slowing down, observing, being a part of it, being connected, not dominating and not controlling every little aspect of it, but really seeing our role as a piece of the larger picture. And nature takes time. You don't see just monoculture in nature. I agree. I agree. I mean, I think I really understand why there are farmers that start using chemicals and why they get into situations where they're not working with nature. And I feel like even those farmers have a future. We need them as well. We just need them to understand that the chemical use and the nitrogen use that's getting into the groundwater, all of those things need to change. And I think that's why I really respect CAFF, and why I got involved with CAFF was because I felt like CAFF does try to work with the broad spectrum of agriculture out there and talk to farmers who sometimes just need a little bit of exposure to places like your farm. But also what you do have now is a lot more regulation. Maybe I just feel like we were able to be a little more under the radar then than we are now, and I see a lot of young farmers having to deal with a lot of regulations that make their lives less fun, and so that's one thing I've noticed.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. How many tractors do y'all have out here? On this scale, like I don't even know how many.
I'll tell you, we got quite a few that aren't running.
Okay.
they aged out over time.
Okay.
And then you just sort of let them sit there.
Yeah. It's part of the when folks come out on tours, it could be like,
this is our boneyard.
This is
this was a really good tractor once.
Right. It put in its time.